this video, we're going to talk about all the image prompts that you can do on MidJourney. Hi and welcome again, because so many of you asked me to give a more detailed tutorial. I want to start with the very basic prompts, and I will use the docs.midjourney.com website to help me to explain it to you, and we can jump back and forward if you want to into MidJourney. And I don't know if you want to subscribe right now or if you do it a little later, but I know you're gonna find the content so great that you're gonna subscribe. So let's get started. So first of all, you want to go to docs.midjourney.com if you want to read that, and I will read it just a little for you, but I will try to keep it as short as possible. So the basic prompt is that you would type in, as you see here, imagine, and then you would type a text description. And let's just do that all the time, because then I can explain it best to you. But let's start with the second, little more advanced already. This would be, you can put in imagine, then you could put in an image and then a text and then a parameter. So let's start with that, and I will explain step by step what it means and how it works. So the first one would be, I type in here imagine, as you know already. And then the simplest one would be just to use a text prompt without anything. So we could just say, I love French bulldogs. So I could just type here French bulldog at the beach. So you see it's already created here. We have a nice French bulldog at the beach. The paths are in this case always a bit of a problem, but in version number 5 this should be much better. It's pretty nice here. This is the simplest way that you can do. So the next thing is, if you would like to do an poster, or if you would like to use it as screensaver, whatever you want to do, everything is possible. Let's say you want to use it as a screensaver. You could just, I use the same image prompt again. I just copy it out. It's not pretty long, but I still decide to do so. And then what you would do is, at the end, you make this minus minus, and then you type R for aspect ratio, and then you could do 16:9, for example, here, and then you would get a nice desktop background, and you can also use other aspect ratios to generate a poster. So there's a lot of aspect ratios that you can use, and especially for a poster, as you remember, you need to upscale the versions. So this was now created with the aspect ratio. You can see you can use this nicely as background now, and if you want to use one of them, just remember to upscale it. Here the upscale button for number 1 would be, just click here, it will be bigger, and then you can upscale it again, and it will have a good resolution. If you want to print it, I would recommend to use Photoshop or any other upscale tool before you put it on a poster or something like that. And if you want to have it like a long form poster, just put in here a different aspect ratio instead of that. It could be 2 to 3, for example. And one more thing that we saw in the prompt is, so the simplest one is just type in text. This next one would be to type in aspect ratios, and this doesn't include just aspect ratios. Could also be the quality, the style, and so on. So there's a lot of variants that you can do in the prompt, but it would go too long if I explain all of that. The third one is a way that you can use a specific image in the prompt as well. So maybe I show you how to upscale stuff, and then it gets easy. So if I want to use the bulldog number, the French bulldog number 2 here, it would be this one here, the guy on the right with the blue hat, very nice. Then I would upscale it. So first of all, I would upscale it if I want to have it as a background, or if I want to print it somewhere, but it's also possible to use this as a reference in my image prompt. So I will wait until it's upscaled, then I will use the image, take the image URL, put the image URL at first in the prompt, and then I will also modify the prompt. So you see the image is created, and to get an image URL, it's very simple. Just click on it, copy media link, and then you go ahead. And we will do the same. I go imagine again, copy in the media URL, and then To make it easy for me, I just copy the text, make a space, copy the text next to it, remove the signs that are not necessary, so remove all characters that shouldn't be in there. You can leave the aspect ratio if you want to, but we can also remove it. In this case, I will just leave it inside so we get the same aspect ratio, or I couldn't show you that you can just use a different aspect ratios, 2 to 3, and generate that. And what will happen now is we give MidJourney an idea how the image should basically look like. So it's very likely that we will get a quite similar looking French Bulldog. It can be the position. It will very likely be the position. Maybe it will have a hat. It will be on the beach, of course, because this is in the text image prompt. But you will see that this will actually help MidJourney to bring the image much closer to what we wanted to. But of course, we change the aspect ratio, as you see, and this can make the image different as well. So we have already 4 images creating, and it's creating 4 images because we have the remix mode on in this case. And you see it's pretty similar, the colors, so the blue is pretty similar, and also I would say the character of the dog is pretty similar. And this would now be something that you could use as a poster, upscale it again as a poster. So if we have a look, I think it's pretty close to the style of the other one. Here he's wearing half of a glass that looks also very funny, so sunglasses. And you can use this, and we used now the image URL or the image source to make it more similar. So this is the first easiest prompt, and this was basically what we did here with the advanced prompts that show us. And I want to read a little for you, because it's important to understand what actually the prompt is and how the prompt is seen by MidJourney. So it says here prompts can be very simple words or even emojis. So you can use your emojis to put in like some kind of feelings or emotions, and the engine will try to understand it. Very short prompts will rely heavily on MidJourney's default style, because the less information you give MidJourney, the more MidJourney will actually be creative. And here the grammar is also interesting to see. The grammar, MidJourney bot does not understand grammar, sentence structure, or words like humans. So we have to try to keep it. Of course, the word should be written in the right way, because otherwise MidJourney thinks it's some different object. They recommend to use like separators, like commas and stuff like that, to separate more important or separate image parts in the image to make it easier for MidJourney to understand what is really going on. We can look at the image weight and at the prompt weight a little later as well. Focus on what you want, and I don't want to read all of that, but in this is the most important thing is that you can also put in the no parameter. So we will try this if we use the no parameter on what we created here. Let's say we're gonna use this guy with the sunglasses here. Let's say we like the guy. I upscale him, and then I will use his image. So what I can do now, I can take the image source. This is already pretty advanced because I could also do it like French. So imagine, of course, all the time, French bulldog at the beach. You could put in the aspect ratio 2 to 3. And we do no sunglasses or glasses, no glasses, and try what comes out. And then also we do a second image prompt with the image URL we have from this guy here, and we do the same. We do at the beach, again the aspect ratio 2 to 3, and then we do minus minus, no glasses. Let's see what comes out. So here we see already that it generated French bulldogs with no sunglasses. So it worked in this case. So it finally generated here the French bulldogs on the beach as well. And this was with no glasses, and which is the image reference and so on. So you see it works in both ways. You can just use the prompt with no glasses and also put in the image source and then make no glasses. What is pretty interesting, and the last thing I want to talk to you in this simple image prompt video is they recommend to, first of all, of course, name the subject, person, animal, character, location, and so on. Then the medium. You want a photo, a painting, an illustration, a sculpture, and so on. The environment, indoors, outdoors. So we used, for example, in our example, we didn't just say animal, we said French Bulldog. We didn't say the style, so we could have said like painting or illustration. We can do that, so we can have a look what is actually different if we type in here painting of French Bulldog at the beach. We can again use the aspect ratio if you want to, 16:9, for example, for a wallpaper. Then we could say no hat. And we can go back and look at the result later on. The lightning. So we can also put in soft light, ambient light, overcast, neon light, and so on. The colors we could make vibrant, muted, bright, and so on. The mood, we could say happy dog, sad dog, or so on. And then we can even say like portrait, headshot, close up, and so on. So full body, and all the other things that you can use. So let's go back one more time to the generated image. And if I click on it, you say it's very different. And we didn't use, so MidJourney in this case is not really sure what to do because we said painting. So it's not sure if you want like a framed image here, a painting. In this case, it did actually two solutions. There's the dog here and the painting of the dog here. I found it very nice. And you see, this is a very nice outcome. Also, this I would say is very nice, but it's made in a way that the dog is on a painting, and this is done in a way that you don't even know if there's like the door open and the dog is sitting outside or it's on the painting. So it's really nice results. I hope that it was useful. This was just a really basic image prompts. And in the next video, we will go more and more advanced. So I can take you step by step and get you over this, in the beginning, it's a little hard to do the image prompts, but it's really very simple. Just play around and try it out a little. So I'm sure you have subscribed already, or you will do it in the next second. And I hope that was all useful. All the best, and I'll see you in the next video. Thank you. Bye bye.